Okay, so today we're just going to do 2 daily math pages. That's all you had to work on. So the first one says find the sum of 3,459,358 and 7,397. So you should start by writing 3,459,358. You can add the commas or leave the commas. All right. And then we're going to line up 7,397 underneath in the correct place value. So we have to make sure our place values are lined up. And then all we're going to do is add. So we should add 8 plus 7, which is 15. 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 5 is 15. So carry the 5, or drop the 5, carry the 1. 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. All right, 9 plus 7. Well, if I take 9 and 1, that's 10. Plus 6 more would be 16. So 6, carry the 1. 5 plus 1 is 6. Bring down the 4. Bring down the 3. And then count over. 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma. So 3,466,755 was your first problem. All right. Next problem says, Jessica spent $759 at the mall. She spent an additional $19 for dinner and then $43 to fill up her gas tank. How much money did she spend altogether? So here's our question. All right, that's what we need to know. We know that she spent $759 at the mall, an additional 19, and 43. So we know she spent $759, 19, and 43. And we want to know how much total. So if we were doing our problem solving model, this is what it would look like. And I know if I'm looking for a total, I'm going to add all the numbers. So 759, 19, and 43. Okay, 9 plus 9 is 18, plus 3, 21, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. 7 plus 1 is 8. She spent $821 at the mall. And to check it, we would just have to check our addition again. But there's your answer. She spent $821 at the mall. All right, the next one says find the sum of 3, 23 and 9/10, 125 and 37 hundredths, and 3 and 87 hundredths. So we're just going to have to line them all up. Well, this 3 is a whole number. Okay, it doesn't have a decimal. So we're going to put a decimal, and if there's not a decimal, it's understood to be at the end of the number. So 3, and then 23 and 9/10. And then we have 125 and 37 hundredths. And then we have 3 and 87 hundredths. Okay, notice how the decimal is lined up all the way across. Place values are lined up, and now I'm just going to fill in the holes. Even on the whole number side, I'm going to go ahead and fill in holes, just so it looks more aesthetically pleasing. It looks better when everything's all lined up. All right, so 0, 0, 7, 7. 7 plus 7 is 14. Carry the 1. All right, so 9 plus 1 is 10. 10 plus 8 is 18. Plus this 3 is 21. And then we're going to bring that decimal all the way down. And then we're just going to add. So we've got 3 plus 2 is 5. 3 and 2 is 5. Plus this 5 is 10. plus 3 is 13. Plus 3 is 16. 2 plus 2 is 4. Plus 1 is 5. And then all I have over here is the 1. So 156 and 14 hundredths. 156 and 14 hundredths. All right. This one says, Jalissa has $3,491.53 in her bank account. Her sister has saved $1,325.09 more than her. What is the combined amount of the money that their sisters have saved? Okay, so first thing I need to know is what's the combined amount of money the sisters have saved. That's what we want to know. I know that Jalissa has this amount, and her sister has saved this much more than. So here's what we've done. We looked at it and we said that, okay, Jalissa has $3,491.53. Her sister has this much plus this much because she saved $1,325 more than her sister. And I want to know what the total is. All right, so I'm going to take $3,491.53 and I'm going to add $1,325 and 9 cents. I'm going to add this together. 9 plus 3 is 12. 5 plus 1 is 6. Bring down the decimal. 5 plus 1 is 6. 9, 10, 11. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so this is what Jalissa has. And this is what her sister has. So now to find their combined total, we're going to add the two together. So 48, 16, 62 hundredths. And then we're going to add the sisters, $3,491.53. All right, we're going to add those two together. 3 plus 2 is 5. 6 plus 5 is 11. Carry the 1. Bring down my decimal. 6 plus 1 is 8. 9 plus 1 is 10. 8 plus 4 plus 1 is 13. 4 plus 3 is 7 plus 1 is 8. So $8,308.15 is what they have combined. Sorry, you can't see that. So combined, they have $8,308.15. All right, I'm going to go through the algebra puzzle with you real quick. So the little brain teaser that you had. It says fill in the blanks to complete the brain teaser. Well, if you look at the star and the happy face, okay, they equal 7. Well, if you look at all 3 of these happy faces, equals 9. So if you can think what times 3 equals 9, that means each one of these little faces is going to be 3. All right. So if this is 3, 3 plus what equals 7? All right. So I know that 3 plus 4 equals 7. So if I take 4 and I split it into 2 pictures, that means each one of these stars is going to be 2. So 3, 6 plus 2 makes this one going to be 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's correct. 3, 6. Now we got to figure out what this one is going to be. Well, if we look at what we know, 3 plus 2 is 5. That means this little figure is going to be a 1. 3 plus 2 plus 1 equals 6. So 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 3 plus 2 is also 7. All right, now we have to find out what the combined is over here. Well, if you add these up, you get 22. If you add these up, you get 22. So the answer that goes in this shaded box is 22. Okay. All right, let's look at Tuesday's work. Okay. It says there are 1,860 steps up to the top of the Empire State Building, 354 steps up to the crown of the Statue of Liberty. How many more steps are there up to the top of the Empire State Building than up to the top of the crown of the Statue of Liberty? So we're looking for how many more steps. So we're looking for a difference. So I know that there's 1,860 steps to the top of the Empire State Building. Okay, I know there's 354 steps to the Statue of Liberty. Okay, so, and we're looking for the difference. So we know we're going to subtract. So I'm going to put the solve, I'm going to put it over here. 1,860, 354. And we're going to find the difference. If I have 0, I can't take 4 away. Okay, I have to borrow. So 6 becomes 5 and 0 becomes 10. 10 minus 4. All right, 5 minus 5. 8 minus 3. And then bring down the 1. There are 1,506 more steps going to the Statue of Empire State Building than the Statue of Liberty. All right. A record of 134,330,000 people visited a Walt Disney Park in 2014. That same year, 22,399,000 people visited a SeaWorld park. What is the difference between the number of people that visited the parks? So it's asking you, what's the difference? They're giving you the question. What's the difference? And they're telling you exactly what to do. I know there was 134,330,000 people at Walt Disney. I know there was 22,399,000 people at SeaWorld. And they want to know the difference. And we know that difference means subtract. So I'm going to solve it right here. 134,330,000. And then 22 million, so I'm going to line up my numbers. 399,000. And we're going to subtract. Well, the first 3 numbers are easy because those are all subtraction. They're all zeros. 0 minus 0 is 0. All right, then I have 0 minus 9. I can't, not in 5th grade. I can't do that. 0 take away 9. So I have to borrow. 3 becomes a 2, and this 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 9 is 1. 2 minus 9, again, can't do that in 5th grade, so we have to borrow. Borrow from the 3, it becomes 2, and the 2 becomes 12. Okay, and then 12 minus 9. All right, 2 minus 3, again, can't do that in 5th grade, so I have to borrow from the 4. The 4 becomes a 3, and 2 becomes 12. 12 minus 3. All right, 3 minus 2 is 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. Bring down the 1. And then I'm going to go over 3 places and put a comma. 111,931,000 more people visited Walt Disney World than SeaWorld. All right. Find the difference between 23,000 and 187 and 35 hundredths. Difference means we're going to subtract. So I'm going to put 23,000. 187 is a whole number. Oops. 187 is a whole number, and 35 is a decimal number. So, all right. If you notice, my whole number, 23,000 and 187 line up. Okay. 23,000 doesn't have a decimal, so it's understood to be at the very end. And then I'm going to fill in holes. All right, which means you had lots of zeros to subtract across. Because if I have 0, I can't take away from 0. So we have to go all the way to the 3. And it's going to become a 2. This 0 became a 10. Now you can borrow from it, and this one becomes a 10. Borrow from it, becomes a 9, and this one becomes a 10. Borrow from it, that one becomes a 9, and this one becomes a 10. See, I'm just pushing that 10 further down the line. Borrow from it, it becomes a 9, and now this one is 10. Okay, it has to make its way all the way to the end of the line. Okay, 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 3 is 6. Bring down your decimal, all lined up. 9 minus 7 is 2. 9 minus 8 is 1. 9 minus 1 is 8. Bring down the 2 and bring down the 2. So 1, 2, 3. Start at my decimal number. Go 1, 2, 3 places over and put a comma. 22,812 and 65 hundredths. All right. Lisa has $289.34 in her checking account. She deposited the $250 she was given for her birthday. If she wrote a check for $103.79 for a new pair of shoes, how much money does she have in her account now? So we want to know, how much money does she have? We know that she was given she had $289.34 in her account. All right. She deposited $250. Okay, deposit means you add to it, right? Wrote a check for $103.79. And then we want to know the balance, basically. All right, so we're going to start with $289.34. And we're going to add $250 that she deposited into her account. Notice I added a decimal and zeros to the end of that 250. 4 plus 0 is 4. 3 plus 0 is 3. Bring down the decimal. 9 plus 0 is 9. Okay. 8 plus 5 is 13. 2 plus 2 is 4. Plus the 1. $539.34 is what she had in her account. And then she wrote a check, which means she's going to take that money out of her checking account for $103.79. So now we have to subtract. If you have 4, you can't take away 9 in the 5th grade, so we have to borrow. Okay, so you borrowed from the 3, it becomes a 2, and the 4 becomes 14. So 14 minus 9 is 5. Okay, 2 minus 7, I can't do in 5th grade, so we have to borrow. 9 becomes 8, and 2 becomes 12. 12 minus 7 is 5. Bring down the decimal. 8 minus 3 is 5. 3 minus 0 is 3. And then 5 minus 1 is 4. So she's going to have $435.55 left in her checking account as soon as she purchases her new shoes. All right, the last one, I'm going to tell you the answer, but I'm going to let you tell me what the rule was, okay? So I want you're going to type in and tell me what your rule was, and then tomorrow I'll answer your question. It says, look at the first 3 hearts to figure out the rule for putting numbers in the middle. Fill in the middle of the 4th heart using the rule you discovered. So the answer that you should have gotten was 6. So now you tell me what the rule was. Okay? I'll go over it tomorrow in tomorrow's Ed Puzzle to see if you got it right.